Hi, this is Dan Wangerin, and what you're looking at here is a Ludwig. Well, they said it was a Rocker 2 snare drum. Others say it's an accent snare drum, but I'm just gonna I call this one the silver one. And basically, what it is it's a chrome over wood snare drum, or chrome over maple and poplar, but I'm just going to call it chrome over wood. Well, anyway, I just did a whole bunch of sound samples with this drum, and I just wanted to show you. Oh, sorry. I just want to show you some things on here. It's got a P-85 strainer, and let's see. I had to actually repair that because for some reason the P-85 strainers tend to strip really easily. The other thing too is I don't recommend you do this to a new head by any means, actually. In fact, if you have to do this to your snare side head, that probably means that it's time to replace it. And I think the time is kind of overdue because these pieces of tape here are the only way that I can really get this drum to sound decent. So, unfortunately, with the sound samples that I did with this snare drum, I can't really say it's wide open. It's about as open as it can be, basically. So I guess under the description, I'm going to have to put it up there as most open. But I managed to get not as many sounds out of the Rocker Elite and the Pearl Export snare drum, but I got a pretty good amount. And this time, because of the I think because of the P-85 strainer, I only really got sounds with, like, why don't we say medium loose to medium tension snare wires, and then the other ones were tight. And so yeah, so unfortunately I couldn't get as many out of this snare drum. But anyway, this is just kind of a discussion on what I have to do. Oh yeah, and the other thing too, I tried to say this in a previous video. I know a lot of people really like tight snare side heads, and there's a lot of snare tuning videos where they say the reason why your your snare drum sounds like crap, excuse me, is because your snare side head isn't tight enough. Well, yeah, that is true. That is true. But what they don't tell you is what happens if you go too tight with it. If you go too tight with it, you'll actually choke the drum and it'll make the snare sound sloppy. And generally, I like the batter head to be, at a reasonably high resistance, and then I tune the batter head first, and then I tune the snare side head, because one time I tuned the snare side head before I tuned the batter head, and the snare side head pulled out. That's another thing that happens. if you go too tight with the snare side head, is that it stretches out really easily, and it also doesn't resist pulling out like your batter head will. But if you're going that tight, you're probably going to choke the shit out of the drum. I'm just throwing that at you. And thankfully, with this Genera Dry Head, I don't have to tune it so tight to get a good crack and snap out of it. But the idea behind the tuning that I have all my snare drums at is to get more sounds using the Poly-Sound Snare Drum Technique that I sort of I think other people have done it, but I sort of created it because I've been in a lot of situations where the snare drum is too bright or too dark, or it's too loud, too soft, so this way you get it at one tuning, and you don't have to take out a drum key or anything like that, and you don't have to unlock your rim shot locks too. They don't make those anymore, but I still use them. I love them. Well, anyway, this is Dan Wangerin, over and out.